Hi love, it's Lacey and welcome to our space. So today I am participating in a collab that's hosted by my good friends and crafting sisters, the crafting cousins Kay and Trish. It is the Fab 5 Friend Collab. And in this collab, we were challenged to challenge one of the other participants with an item to craft with. So I was challenged by the lovely Lisa Birmingham to use lace in one of my DIYs because she said my name is Lacey, so I might as well use lace. And then I challenged Jackie at Blessed by Measure to use butterflies. Of course I did butterflies. And not only is this a collab, but this is a giveaway also. We are hosting a giveaway for 2 Amazon gift cards. All you need to do is go over to each channel and watch their video, leave a comment in their comment section, and you will be entered into the giveaway. And I will have all the information for the giveaway down in the description below. So, on to our first DIY. I'm taking this 18-inch reform from Dollar Tree, along with some butterflies from Dollar Tree. I had a little green ribbon, but I didn't end up using it. We're going to use some different ribbon. I have also these eucalyptus stems. I think those came from Walmart. And then these florals from Joann Fabrics. I didn't use the little pink flowers, but I am definitely using this floral bush. That's what they called it, a floral bush. And I have some extra eucalyptus. And the star of this show is this lace. Yes, this is lace from Joann Fabrics. It's in the wedding section, and I absolutely love all the leaves and the flowers and the branches, and you can see it's really full. I'm not a big fan of all the red, but I am going to be using the end here with the pinks. So I also have some of this moss ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I thought about using this little window, but I didn't in this DIY, but it is from Hobby Lobby. So if you want to pick up one, it's in the fairy garden kind of section stuff at Hobby Lobby. So let's get started. First of all, this reform is too wide for that lace, and so I am going to just bend it up and kind of make it into an oval. If you've been on my channel before, you know I love to bend around reforms and stuff. If they don't have the one you want, you can make your own. So this is pretty oval, and I'm just checking to make sure that my lace is going to fit in there. And I'm going to then take our moss ribbon and take it apart, and let me just tell you, this gets extremely messy. So make sure you have an area where you can drop moss everywhere. I'm going to glue it to the back side of our reform and just loop it all the way around continuously until I cover the entire reform. Now I used almost 4 of these. I had 3.5 of them in my stash, and I did manage to run out completely of them. So now I'm going to use some moss sheets that I also had in my stash, and I'm pretty sure these came from Joann Fabrics. I usually get them at the end of the season when they put them on clearance in a roll. So I cut this into strips and continue to wrap around my reform to make sure I got it nice and covered. It is a different color green, but I'm not worried about that because we are going to be adding florals and stuff to this. And as you'll see here in a second, once I get it all wrapped up, I have all the extra that fell down. I scooped it in a pile, and I'm adding glue and sprinkling it on. Now be very careful when you do this. I have long nails, and my hands, they are like asbestos hands, so I'm used to hot glue, but you can easily burn yourself with this. So I would either use low temperature, I'm using my high temperature heat gun here, or I would use finger protectors because you can burn yourself. So I covered the majority of it with the leftover, and now it's time to get ready to decorate. So I took all of my stems off. I made sure I cut them all off because once I start decorating, I don't want to have to go back and use wire cutters to take things apart. So I did this first with my eucalyptus, and then I'm going to flip over my reform and I'm going to glue down my lace. Yes, I know this doesn't look like regular lace, and I started to get regular lace, but I'm not a regular lace kind of girl, so I decided to get this one. It's in the wedding section at Joann's, if I didn't say so before, and I just love it. I think it's really nice, and I'm going to have a bunch of it left over, so I know I'm going to do another project with it at another time. So now, after I glue it down and I stretch it to make sure it's going to fit nicely in the back, I'm going to cut off all of the excess and make sure that I get all the edges of this trimmed so none of it shows off of the wreath form. And then after I do that, I'm going to secure it even more. So make sure that you're stretching it out so it's not loose but not too tight. Now I'm going to take some kind of large popsicle sticks or craft sticks. These came from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue them down around the edge to make sure that this is nice and secure. I am using my high heat glue gun with my Gorilla glue sticks in it, so this is not going to come off at all. Now once that's done, you can see you don't notice any of it from the front. We're going to start decorating. Now there's no real rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. I'm just looking at it and deciding as I go along what I want to put where. Now I know I don't want to cover up the entire wreath form. I want some of it to show. I put all that moss on there and I don't want to cover it all up. So I'm just gonna keep adding in pieces until I decide that I'm done. You can do this any kind of way you want. You don't have to use eucalyptus. I think any kind of greenery would look really nice on this. I recently just saw some beautiful greenery at Hobby Lobby. They have it for 50% off in like their garland forms, and so I know a lot of people have been buying it and cutting it down. That was another option I thought about for this wreath, but since I already had this eucalyptus, this is what I went ahead and used. And I like how it's got a little pink on the tips too. It also comes in a purple tinted with a little green on the tips. So now once I have that all on, and you can see I only kind of did the one side, I'm going to go in with the smaller eucalyptus pieces. I have about 4 of these packs actually, and I'm going to just start tucking in everywhere I think I need more coverage, and I want to put some of these little green berry looking things on it. I think they match with the lace that's on the inside, and I really kind of want the lace to be the star of the show instead of the greenery, but I think it needs the greenery to make the whole thing pop. So I'm just filling in, and I'm cutting off pieces of eucalyptus leaves and filling in places where I think we need some more. So now I'm going to take all of these beautiful little, I don't know what they are. They're like berry picks. I don't know. All I know, the floral part of it, and start tucking those in. I'm not going to use any of the leaves from the stem, and I'm just putting them where I want them to go. I mean, like I said, when I decorate wreaths and stuff, I normally don't have a rhyme or a reason. I just do it on site and put them where I think they need to go. I do bunch them up in like uneven bunches, like odd numbers. So normally I don't have like just 2 on one side or 2 together. It's normally in 3s or 5s or 7s or whatever. So we're just gonna tuck these in wherever I feel like I can have some more of this, and then once we're done with that, we're gonna move on. So you can see I'm done with tucking in all of the florals. I basically followed where the eucalyptus was, and now I'm taking a little bird from Dollar Tree and I'm nestling him in the bottom of the wreath. This is where I was going to put the window, but it covered up too much of the lace, so I decided not to do that. And now I'm also going to take some of the die cut butterflies. I use them all the time on my channel from Dollar Tree. And I'm taking some gold floral wire and bending it in half and curling the ends with my little pliers here so that I can make it into antennae. I do this all the time too on my channel. So I can tuck them in between two of the butterflies that are alike. They're white on the back and I don't like that. So I make antennae for them and then I sandwich two of them together. Now sometimes they don't match up perfectly, so you'll need to take some scissors and cut the excess white that you can see off, but this one is pretty good. I did cut the extra tail off of the bottom of them. As you can see, one side is white because it won't show. I bend it in half and then I'm going to glue it down to the side. Just going to hold it there until it dries, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the smaller one. Now these come with antennae on them and they're paper, so I just cut the smaller one off and I didn't make any for it, but I'm going to turn it the opposite way and then this whole wreath is done. And I love how it turned out. It's so green and so woodsy and so whimsical and so fairy-like, even though there's no fairies on it. I just love this lace and I think it's gorgeous. I didn't even know it was wedding lace until the lady told me. So now on to our DIY number 2. This one is really quick and I lost a little of the footage, but I don't think you guys need it. So this is an alcohol bottle that I think came from Sam's Club or Costco. I'm not sure. And this piece of lace that's gold is like a butterfly or a moth. I'm not sure on that either. It was in some stuff that someone gifted to me, and so I'm going to take that along with some of this faux leather ribbon from Dollar Tree and put it on this alcohol bottle. I painted it black earlier for a DIY I thought I was going to do, and then I didn't end up using it, and so I decided, hey, I'm going to use it for this DIY. So I'm just going to put the faux leather gold colored ribbon at the bottom, and then I'm going to also put it around the neck of this bottle. I'm going to actually do it twice, and I'm sorry I'm a little out of camera, but it's really easy to see. But I like how this looks. And then I lost the footage where I was actually gluing down my lacy butterfly like moth. And I'm going to take another one of the butterflies that I already put together, because you just watched me do it, and glue it to the middle. Once I get that glued to the middle of the lace, because I really didn't care for the lace all that much, I'm going to do a tiny one up at the top. And now this DIY is done as well. I just simply took some floral that I already had here at my house. I think they're cherry blossoms. They came from Hobby Lobby several years ago, and I have several stems of them inside of this now vase. I think it would be really cool looking sitting on your bar or near your bar somewhere, because it is made out of a alcohol bottle. It's like a trash to treasure. So I want to thank Trish and Kay so much for including me in this collab. I had a lot of fun thinking outside the box and using lace. I want to thank Lisa for suggesting lace. Make sure you go over and check out everybody else's channel and see what Jackie did with the butterflies that I challenged her with. Also, I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you're not a subscriber here, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button as well, so you know the next time that I'm gonna upload. Also, if you like, you can follow me over on Instagram. It's Lacee Space, the same way it's spelled here, and I'll catch all of you in my next video. Bye, loves.